I'm joined right now by Dr. Vijay Talapragada. He's been in the business for 25 years. Do you mind if I call you Dr. T? Does that work out?
Call me Vijay.
Vijay? Okay. Vijay, could you tell us a little bit about your experience in the past 25 years and how you kind of got into the weather business and what you're kind of passionate about?
Absolutely. Thanks for this opportunity. And as you know, I've been in this field for the last 25 years, or more than 25 years. My education, I did double masters in meteorology and atmospheric sciences, and with a special emphasis on tropical meteorology and numerical weather prediction. And I have always been interested in conveying the knowledge that I gained to the public use, or in other words, transitioning my research into operational use. And that's where I've been trained and mentored by a famous meteorologist from Florida State University, Dr. Krishnamurthy, who's my mentor, and he introduced me to this numerical weather prediction, operational oriented, and that's where I started working on hurricane modeling. And that is my first entry into NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, National Weather Service. And I started my career as a hurricane team lead, where I started developing now the most famous hurricane intensity model called the HWARF, the Hurricane Weather Research and Forecast System. I was the original developer and implementer of that system. And I did that work for almost 10 years before I moved on to the global modeling, where my expertise has grown with my experience. And I started working on the GFS, the Global Forecast System, which is the backbone for all NWP models in the US. Mm-hmm. And eventually the next generation global prediction system happened, NGGPS, which transformed our way to predict our weather using more advanced models. And this is the first time we ever changed our spectral model to the finite volume cube sphere dynamic core. That's the modern kind of an engine of the car that got overhauled. And now we can predict much accurately in higher precision and with more fidelity of our forecast accuracy. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm leading right now. We call it the Unified Forecast System, and the GFS and the Global Ensemble Forecast System, the GEFS that we are going to talk about, they're all part of this UFS. And I'm leading those efforts to modernize the NSEP production suite with FP3-based models for both global, regional, hurricane, and all other special applications that Weather Service operates under.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much for that. I guess before we get into the questions about the GEFS upgrade, for me personally as a meteorologist, I know that most of us have kind of events in our lives that maybe shape us and bring us into our careers. Do you have anything like that in your life that has kind of sent you on the path that you were going, or made you realize that you wanted to be passionate about meteorology?
Well, absolutely. We all share similar passion about what we do. And my roots are back in India. Mm-hmm. And I grew up in a coastal region in the Bay of Bengal. And in 1996, while I was doing my master's in meteorology, there was a big storm, a tropical cyclone, that wiped out the entire village, causing extensive damage. More than 100,000 people were kind of perished in that storm. And it has a personal impact on my family and friends. So that's when I really thought I should pursue my career in this field to understand better why these storms suddenly intensify. And then eventually, when I got the opportunity to work on the hurricane modeling, I repeated my work for the same 1996 storm, and then another one that happened in 1999. Both had devastating impacts on Indian coastal region. With our modern technology now, with all the observations and the science that we have advanced in the past 2 decades, they really helped. And that translated into much more impact on emergency management, reduction of lives lost, and also saving the economy. And the impact is pretty real. You know, when your forecasts are directly utilized by the emergency management, by the public, by the decision makers, and they save lives and property, that's a true testament to not only the science that we advanced, but also it gives you the personal satisfaction where, you know, the effort that you have put in have direct consequences. And that's how I see myself fortunate enough to be in a career where my work can be directly impacted to the public.
Yeah, awesome. That's great. So getting into the GEFS upgrade, how is this going to be able to improve our way of tracking storms and improving where places might see more snowfall in a mid-latitude cyclone situation, and what's going to be the length of time we're going to be able to reliably start forecasting, and how much will that skill improve in that aspect, do you think?
So yeah, thanks for this question. This is very important. The ensemble forecast system, as you might be very well aware of, is providing you a range of possibilities. Unlike one single deterministic model where we put all our eggs in one basket and expect the best from it, doesn't work like that. Nature doesn't work like that. It has a lot of uncertainty, not only in the initial conditions that we provide, but also in our understanding of the nature and our limitations in terms of computational performance, in terms of resolution, in terms of the science that we know as of today. There are several limitations. And the time that we need to process the data and deliver the forecasts, there are all the limitations. And so the best way to represent the uncertainty is to go into the ensemble forecasting, where you perturb the initial conditions and also change slightly the understanding of the physical processes so that it provides you a range of possibilities, equally possible. So it will give you the estimate of uncertainty and also the spread in terms of what kind of possible solutions are going to happen. And ensemble forecasting is not new at NCEP. It has started in 1992, and we have made about 10 upgrades so far, 11 upgrades until 2011, and after which we did not make any upgrades. And this is the first time we are rehauling the entire ensemble forecast system. And there are 5 major objectives for this system. One is to modernize the dynamic core using the finite volume QSphere. That's the next generation dynamic core that was selected. Number 2, increase the membership. Instead of using 21 members, increase it to 31 members. And also increase the resolution from 35 kilometers to 25 kilometers. So these are the 3 major ingredients that are changed, apart from the physics and other aspects of the system. And more importantly, the extended range beyond 16 days. This is a congressional initiative to provide more useful weather forecasts for weeks 3 and 4. And that was initiated in 2016. And we took about 4 years to develop this system and provide the extended range weather forecast out to 35 days with a 31-member ensemble system.
Okay, cool. And in our part of the country here in Missouri, it's typically a battle between warm air advection, cold air advection, and that can play a big role in precipitation types. Is that something that's also going to be affected by this overhaul? Is that something that will be more accurately represented and have a greater lead time, you think?
Absolutely. So the one major change in the physics that we implemented in the GEFS is replacing the old microphysics scheme to a modern 6-class GFDL-based microphysics scheme, which is crucial to determine whether it's going to be raining or snowing or graupel or ice or no rain. So these are categories that are well resolved by this new model, that we now can more confidently say whether the p-type is going to be rime or mix of snow and ice or water and rain mixed. So those are the possibilities that we can more accurately resolve and provide the forecast in terms of not just the mixing ratios, but also the precipitation type. And apart from that, with high fidelity model dynamics, the warm air advection is going to be extremely important for all these events that you described. And that is better captured by these numerical models now that we have a better powerful dynamic core. And with increased number of ensemble members and resolution, we can now show more clearly how the low pressure systems evolve in the mid latitudes and create the severe weather. And that definitely helped us improve our forecast reliability of precipitation by about 30% compared to the previous version. And that's a major accomplishment with this upgrade.
Awesome.
And I can share some examples, if you will, of one of the previous bomb cyclone that happened in March 2019.
Absolutely.
I can probably share my screen and show. So what I'm showing here is is a bomb cyclone that happened in March 2019 in the central U.S. And what you're seeing is kind of a spaghetti location of the low pressure systems as determined by 21 members here and 31 members here. So I'm comparing the old system with the new system here. Mm-hmm. And what you can see on the left is the old system, and the right is the new system, and the difference plots in the bottom. But if you focus on the right one, it will give you the uncertainty representation much more accurately compared to the old system. And as we go in time, you can see that the uncertainty representation and the low pressure evolution has much more information content that forecasters can use to make informed decisions. The old system suffered from lack of that dispersion. And now we have increased spread and increased reliability. Both came simultaneously. And that more confidence, particularly in the region of where severe weather is going to happen. And using these kind of variable solutions, the forecasters can make informed decisions, and the public can benefit from it by using these probabilistic solutions.
So let me know if I'm understanding this correctly. What this is doing is showing not necessarily the more uncertainty, but it's showing a clearer picture of the uncertainty.